Hello and good evening to all of you. This is a reading of a essay I wrote back in my high school days, so therefore I don't think it's any more than, say, 3 years old. Might have been my final years, in fact. I'm going to do a reading of it, and I'd like you to critique my writing style, my key points, etc., etc. This is a analytical essay. I can't exactly remember what class it was, but anyway, here I go. Yeah. A reading and viewing of a variety of texts is key to the broadening of your horizons. This practice of experiencing new concepts is through a reading and viewing of a variety of texts is paramount to allowing yourself to become more sympathetic and aware of the world you live in, by exposing yourself to experiences that are normally outside your normal life. This is reflected in the way I have had my mind opened by my own reading and viewing. For this essay, I will refer to texts I have studied this year. Some feature articles on Muslim lives, the novel Not Without My Daughter, some poetry from World War I, and the novel Carrie by Stephen King. A theme that is present in all these texts is suffering, which is shown to be shaping the lives of the main characters in the texts. This is no big surprise, as almost all emotion, good or bad, is born out of suffering, such as fear, hate, sympathy, and regret. You'll find that if you look hard enough, our society is very focused on suffering and its counterpart, pleasure. Suffering without nobility and pleasure without conscience are, in essence, the central point of all sins, and are frowned upon in most civil and even uncivil circles of humanity. No pain, no gain. A scholar who craves comfort is not fit to be deemed a scholar. All these are examples of age-old sayings that support such sympathies. The theme of suffering in my text is semi-obvious at the least. War poetry is more often than not either jingoistic propaganda from the period of the First World War, or it is perhaps a public airing of one's grievances that were experienced through the life of a soldier. There is also a strong theme of suffering within the religion of Islam, especially in its handlings of the concept of martyrship and inner and outer jihad. Not to mention the various articles I have read involving Muslims focused heavily on the scars caused by cultural friction. This is also seen in a reverse way in the novel Not Without My Daughter. In it, we see Betty Mahmoudi suffering at the hands of her husband in the foreign country of Iran by by receiving beatings, separation from her daughter, and a desire to go back to America that it is constantly unfulfilled for pretty much most of the novel, if not 99% of it. This unfulfilled desire, of course, further aggravates her pain. Carrietta White is a girl who has been treated no better than a dog by her classmates for years in the Stephen King novel Carrie, and also has been living with her violently unstable mother all her life. This, of course, has led to her status as a teen outsider, and is to a point persecuted, almost, and she is cruelly denied a desperately wanted social redemption, one that eventually leads to her collapse. The main characters of these texts, as I have demonstrated, are therefore shaped by their pain. This pain gives them lessons to live by. The poetry of World War I gives us lessons about the nature of war, conflict, and other such ideas. The Muslim way of life is critiqued and praised through a analysis and appraisal of the suffering that is inherent within it, as all lifestyles are. Betty Mahmoodi learns her daughter and freedom are valuable things indeed she cannot live without, due to the pain that she has suffered because of their absence. Carrie learns to be wary of the agenda of others, and learns the value of hope, and also the price of despair. In some of the texts, hope bandages the wounds. In other texts, the suffering consumes all in a flood of despair. Everyone has experienced suffering before, and reading about the suffering of others is the best way to connect with them. Empathy is born out of having been there and doing that, or at least knowing about it. That'll do for now. That was just a tiny excerpt from the essay I wrote. I'd obviously hadn't been completely faithful in telling you every part of it, but nevertheless, I'd like you to give just some general opinions, either through comments or video responses, on whether or not I wrote that well or wrote it poorly. Thank you and goodbye.